what was challenging was that myself and the other peer researchers joined the team just like a week before the pandemic started and lockdown was in place in Ontario. So we had to get to know each other during the pandemic online and also prepare for data collection and also conduct all of our research online. And I felt that things like recruitment was more difficult just because we couldn't access traditional spaces that cater to members of the queer community. So like aid service organizations, community-based organizations, bars, cafes, or even bathhouses where we could directly advertise our research to the target population. And also not everyone has access to the internet, right? So even laptops or mobile devices, and they are very necessary for participation in the study, which is very virtual within the context of the pandemic. I felt that online recruitment and data collection were the biggest challenges we've encountered during the study here.
I think the most challenging aspect has definitely been recruiting during COVID and trying to find people who are, wanting to be interviewed for our study in an online space has been really hard, especially with my particular population. Like the demographic is a lot smaller. And so finding the people or the organizations to reach out to and the people to find who want to be a part of the study has been a bit difficult. I'm definitely making my way through it. But I will say that COVID has made it a little bit harder than I think it would be if, everything was open.
I will say what I did find the most challenging, it's more personal. It was definitely just trying to organize myself and wrap my head around working from home, which I know most people have found to be a blessing. But for me, I found it really challenging because I'm the kind of person who finds that I work best when I'm in like separate spaces. And, during the pandemic, I've basically been working in my bedroom, which is also my classroom, because I'm a graduate student. And it's just been the one place where I did everything. So a lot of stuff kind of blurred and I would like mess up my timetable a little bit and my schedule would be haywire. So it's definitely just been a challenge in trying to organize and compartmentalize my time with GCO and school and other responsibilities that I have.
Personally, I really enjoy interviewing participants and not only learning about the challenges they faced with STBBI testing, especially during the pandemic, but also their enthusiasm for a service like GCO within the province. So I've heard a lot of positive feedback about GCO, and while some participants talked about consideration for such a service, like lack of access to the internet or devices, which are necessary to use the service, our participants seem to think that it would be great for the overall health and safety of our community in Ontario, and that I really felt great about that.
So I am specifically working on recruiting and interviewing the Black and Indigenous queer and trans folks for our study. And I think what I found most interesting or what I've enjoyed the most has definitely been the learning, like the learning that comes with this. I feel like I kind of came into it thinking that I had a pretty broad perspective and a good understanding of the work that we're doing. And I did, but I think I didn't expect to learn as much as I did, especially when it came to the individual experiences of the service users that have been interviewed and the sort of barriers that they have faced in their access to STBI testing services in Ontario. Learning about that has been super interesting and has been really enlightening, to say the least.
I actually really enjoy most about working in the GCO acceptability study is actually my coworkers. I really enjoy the fact that I get to work with not only just really passionate and intelligent people, but that literally all of us come from some sort of queer background or have some sort of lived experience within that realm. And it's a workplace that I've never had the privilege of working in before. I've had like quite a diverse working group in my other jobs before, but never one quite like this. And I think that's really helped motivate me to continue doing the work. It's definitely helped me feel more comfortable. There's nothing like working with fellow queers and trans peoples, especially in very important work like this.